Good afternoon. My name's Veronica Jenkins and I'm standing in for Titch today. Unfortunately, she can't make it, so unfortunately, you've got me. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where in the world you are today. I'm aiming to do readings. I've got my trusty tarot cards. I've got the Chrysalis Tarot. Okay. And I have also been having a chat with my guides, and I'm going to try and stretch myself. And if you want, sorry, I'm not busy. I should have set up properly beforehand, shouldn't I, rather than rushing to get on. Yes, if you want specific people in spirit, then just let me know. Who you want. Don't give me too much information. There's so many scammers and all the rest of it on here that just give me their name or their relationship to you. And I'm not promising anything, but I will try and link up with them for you. Okay. So straight away, I've got Eight of Scrolls jumping out at me. So I'm going to give that as a reading to the group. I also, Bushra, saw your name as that flew out saying that you were from a man, and just look at that image there, and isn't that beautiful? And what that's saying to me is that it's time for downloads. This is the new phrase, but basically inspirational thoughts coming from spirit. If you want to call them downloads, call them downloads, modern age and all the rest of it. But I have the sense it's much more faithful as such to call them inspirational thoughts from spirit. Okay, and that's the time, and that's a group reading lesson for today. Okay, so let's say a few hellos first, and we'll get started. So hi, Danielle. On nice and early on YouTube. It's a funny thing on YouTube, you can post before the whole thing starts on YouTube, and when we come into the studio we can already see a load of comments from YouTube for the people that have come on early. You can't do that with Facebook because you can only start commenting when you actually go live, but on YouTube you can. So hi Danielle. Hi, Mr. Cole, Billy Diamonds, Jean, Team 1920, Lee, Cornelia Dutton, Ayla, Wendy Hudson Fisher, Thinking, very thoughtful name, Tracy Hans, Jean, Christine Maris. Christine's been one of our supporters for many years now. Hello, Bushra, Cornelia, Donna, Tracy. I think I've caught up with everybody. I'm just running through them. Violet, hi, Kelly O'Neill and Jen. And straight away, as I was reading through that, I saw somebody saying, there we are, Wendy. You're saying about grandmother Eunice, okay? Well, straight away, let me know if I'm right, okay? Because I am still working with this. I've been a practicing medium for 30 odd years. But I like to stretch myself. Just because you're a medium doesn't mean you can always call the exact spirits that people are asking for to them. And it's certainly a skill that I'm wanting to get better at. So Danielle, don't worry, it's lovely having people already on there looking for you. So Eunice, okay, if I've got Eunice, then straight away I'm getting a lady who is smaller frame, thinner frame. I do feel that she would have smoked early on in life, in her early years. I'm not sure that she would have still been smoking when you knew her, but she's definitely putting the smoker's cough and this chest condition on me as I'm linking with her now. She's showing me with white hair, short white hair, so very much a typical grandmother kind of feeling. And I say typical because my grandmother was very similar to this as well. Okay, so Wendy, please let me know whether this is sort of making sense to you. I feel around her there would have been, she's talking about 5 children, so I either want her being one of 5 siblings, or she had 5 children. Okay, she's talking about May, and I want to go to around May the 24th, 23rd, 24th there, and a lady that she's showing me her hands as being worn, in terms of she would hands. Oh, lovely for that feedback. Thank you, Wendy. So I am linking with the right lady here. You know, she would have done a lot of work around the house, around the kitchen, and it was of a period of time for her when she still had to do things manually. Okay, she's given me the sense that it was like, whoa, brilliant when she got a washing machine, that kind of thing, and because before it was very much everything by hand for her. She's showing me back-to-back houses now with an alley down the middle. So you know what I mean by back-to-back houses with that. Yeah, she loved a cute nose clean. Good. And she's giving me the sense as she passed, it was and drifting off. It wasn't sudden, it was expected. There was loved ones around her, and she wanted to hold on to the people that were still close to her. She had a level of belief that there would be something after, but she wasn't sure. Okay, I feel that she's one of these people that was brought up to be kind of Christian and having a belief that after, but she wasn't sure. And oh, thank you. She's saying about her mum being there at the passing. So her mum was on the other side, and she very, very much was pleased to see her mum again, and that settled her straight away with her passing. Okay. She's a lady that would have taken time with you, but she's talking about pushing buttons as well. So you would understand that she was somebody that liked to joke with you a little bit and push your buttons to make you laugh, but to wind you up a little bit, but to make you laugh with that as well. And she just had this lovely, lovely way with her, this gentle way with her. And she's showing me a knitted blanket as well that she would pull up over her, just a knitted one. And with that, I feel that there would have been times that she would have knitted as well. And she's going to June now, and I know I gave you the May the 24th, but look around her, and she's talking about a sister that with that. So, but I want to go to June, because I want more of a date that you don't have to look into, and you would understand this June date. And I want around the 4th. I'm saying the 4th, but I meant to say the 5th. So look around the 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th of the month of June, that would link with her as well, just as an additional evidence. She's talking about you need to keep on going, that at times it's like things get just too much for you, and it's like you want to sort of curl up in that knitted blanket with the smell of her and just close the world off. But she's saying just keep on going, you can get there, just keep on going, it will be fine. Okay. And you do sense her around her. There's this smell, this smell that she had that was her smell, and you do smell that around you at times, Wendy, and that she is coming in close, just giving you that love, those hugs, and just that bonding. She's talking about 2 children as well, whether these are your 2 children that need a lot of attention, need a lot of support. and one, you know, she would just scoop them up. She would absolutely just scoop them up. So whether these are your two children, or you can understand that in the family, yeah, they are your two children, yeah, that she's just wanting so much love to be poured onto them. They are wonderful, wonderful creatures, she says, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, never stop loving them. And I will leave you with her love, and thank you for working with me, Wendy. Okay, right, everybody, if you're new to coming on, oh, thank you for 32 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Yeah, I've got my tarot cards, so if you want to just tarot readings are just purely on a psychic level, linking into your energies, and being able to give a reading of what's happening around you. Mediumship readings are very much me linking in with your loved ones in spirit, giving you evidence that they are there, and the knowledge that there is life after we lose this physical body, and your consciousness continues to exist. I, as a medium, can link in with that consciousness. And that's what the mediumship readings are. And obviously, when we do that linking in, it's very much for that bond of love to be reinforced and continued on there. Okay, so we've got a few people just new coming on here. So we've got Kelly O'Neill, SJ Tate, Joanne Griffiths, Jennifer, Saru Gupta, sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong there, Cornelia. I'm reading through the names again because obviously I can't remember who's already been on. Well, dreadful memory. But reading through the names, I know who I'm linked with, and I will be drawn to a name. And Erin, I am drawn to your name. Okay. You haven't said whether you want a mediumship or a psychic reading, but I'm going to draw a card for you. Okay, Seven of Scrolls. Two doors. You have a choice to make, Erin. Okay. You think you know the choice that you want to make because you're facing this door. Okay. And the scrolls and everything are leading you to this door, but for some reason you're feeling really hesitant about making the choice. It's almost like you're worried about what's on the other side of that door, what will happen if you do make that choice and make that step through that door as such. Okay, I do have a sense that this is to do with relationships at some level. Okay, but if it is career, do let me know, Erin, where this choice is, and then I can read this better for you. Okay, what else is with this while I'm waiting for you, Erin? You do need to respond, love, because people do pop in and out, and if you're not still on here, I will have to move on. Okay, yes, that's accurate. Okay, thank you, Erin. I'm not going to make that choice for you, obviously. That's not my role. Okay, my role is to give you the energies that are around you with this, and remind you, not tell you, but remind you of the choices that you've got and what is influencing those choices. Okay, and what will be a right choice for one person will be totally a wrong choice for another person, and those aren't my choices to make. They're very much yours. What I can say is that there's a lack of this confidence. Okay, you're holding on to something from the past, some sort of knowledge, some sort of thinking from the past that's kind of giving you the courage to, yeah, this is the right choice. So if it's only confidence, lack of confidence that is holding you back, then think about why you have that lack of confidence. Okay, think about what is that spiritually telling you about yourself with lack of confidence, because are you making predictions about your future based upon your lack of confidence rather than actually it being real? Because the future isn't set. The future really, really honestly isn't set. You can change your future by changing your choices, by changing your confidence, by changing your perceptions. Okay, you can change your future. When mediums say this is going to happen, it's based on you doing exactly what you've been doing in the past in your life. So in the past, if you've always never made a decision and just stood there, that's where you'll still be there in 20 years, because that's what you've always done. But if you choose to change in your mindset and in the way that you do things, then you will find your future changes as a result of that. So this could well be a little bit of a spiritual test for you. Are you ready to make those confident steps into life, to make life yours rather than just reacting to life? Okay, so I hope that makes sense and that helps you in your future. Okay, right, thank you very much for that feedback, Erin. Right, people, let's have some names up. Let's, if you want me to link with somebody in spirit, then let me know that person. Don't give me too much information. Mediums should not need any information from you, really, unless you want them to link to somebody specific. And even then, you should never give birth dates and all of that rubbish. You don't need them. So I keep seeing you popping up. You're doing a brilliant job at keeping commenting to make sure that I see you. So I will not give you a card, even though one's popped, Wheel of Fortune's popped up. So maybe I need to do that for you as well. But you want me to link to your father. Okay, again, if I've got the right gentleman, please tell me quickly if I have. If I haven't, then I need to find out who this is, because I obviously want to make sure I'm stretching myself, stretching my mediumship abilities by linking with specific people, because it's not always done. So, right, your father, Marrakesh, right, gentleman, dark hair. I know culturally that would be the case anyway, but he's also showing me smoking. He's showing me as a habit that he would put his hands in his pockets. He would stand with his hands in his pockets as a sort of just natural default state. And he'd have loads of stuff in his pockets as well. He'd have keys, he'd have money, but he'd have bits like he's even... No to smoking. Okay, that was a key thing as he came in. So I've obviously not got your father here. But would you understand a gentleman that did smoke, would stand with his hands in his pockets and have just copious amounts of things? He's even showing me a little bit of string that he would have in his pockets. Okay, whether this is a gentleman that's connected to your father, maybe your grandfather or an uncle, I'm unsure, but I just need to try and get this link right. And it might be that your father comes in on the back of this gentleman. I don't know, but if we can see whether we can place this gentleman. No, not that you know of. Okay. Okay. In that case, I'm going to ask this gentleman to stand to one side, because it's as much about me training my guides at bringing the right people in. And I will read you the card instead that came out. All right. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to link with your dad there, but it's every time we do this, it is a kind of experiment. All right. You've got the wheel. So this is about life just coming in some ways to fruition. There's a big changes that have been happening, and it's left you a bit, oh, where is everything? I thought you thought that you knew where your life was, where you were, and then it's been whole things just changing and changing and changing, and it's this life just turning in a totally unexpected ways, and you ending up feeling just so much of a different person than you were before. Okay, and there's a sense that you don't feel grounded in some way, and everything seems to be up here, and thoughts are running wild, etc., etc. Get yourself grounded. Okay, to ground yourself, you can see this wood in the background, and that's pulling your energies down, and it needs to be, they need to be pulled down, they need to be earthed, they need to be grounded. You are living a physical life. Okay, you're a spiritual eternal being with a very short physical life, and rather than being pulled up to spirit all the time, you need that balance. Okay, and for you to be balanced, just connect to the earth. You can do that. Hug a tree. Okay, now that's easy for me to say because I often in Wales, and I walk some beautiful walks in the mountains, and I just drawn to the trees and touch the trees and the moss, and it's just so earthing, and the energy is so earthing. If you can't do that, just stand. If you've got a garden, I'm seeing you've got there's a garden there, and if you haven't got a garden, go to the local park. Just stand on the grass in your garden in your bare feet. Okay, and obviously not when it's frosty. Get cold feet. But even if it's just 2 or 3 minutes, and just feel yourself being grounded through that, you will find that you feel that things are making more sense to you. Okay, and that you feel more connected in yourself, you feel more centered in yourself. Okay, so yes, life is throwing the world and his wife at you at the moment, but ground yourself and you will feel much more able to cope with all of that. Okay, sorry I couldn't get your dad back through, but perhaps he guided me to get that card for you because that's what you needed to hear at this time. Okay, thank you, and I hope that makes sense. Right, give me your names and I will see who I am drawn to next. So we've got Davy Jones, we've got Shan, Team 2019, Jolly, Danielle, Cornelia, Mystical, Violet, Bernadette, SJ, Billy Diamonds. Billy Diamonds, you want a message from your dad? Okay, let's see whether we can link with your dad then, Billy. Okay, just let me know that you're still here, Billy. Right, the gentleman that I've got coming through is making me feel quite large. He carried a bit of weight on him. He's making me feel as though towards the end of his life there, he felt quite low and depressed, and struggled with his mood and how he presented himself to other people. I feel he could get quite grouchy, to say the least. And I'm actually getting the sense that he would have, I'm being given diabetes, but I don't feel that he'd actually been diagnosed with diabetes, because I've got the mood swings with this. I've got this thirst, being drawn to have a drink. We've got father-in-law instead of father. Okay. He's also giving me the red cheeks as well and being flushed at times. So I don't know whether, and a bit of your dad. Okay, both got me in. Let's try and separate them. With this diabetes. Right, okay. I want to separate the two of them. You would understand one having significantly less hair than the other one. So if you can let me know which one that had the least amount of hair, then I can differentiate between the two, because one's giving me a lot less hair than the other. And father-in-law had no hair. It's obviously father-in. Oh gosh. But I'm also being given this heart issue and this blood pressure because my head's going. Father had a receding hairline. Okay, so the gentleman that had the heart condition and the very high blood pressure, I want to say, because I've been very flush and really tight across the chest and coughing because of the heart rather than the lungs, I want to say. They really don't want to separate, because I feel like that would probably be more your father with the receding hairline with the heart than your father-in-law. And it's like they're going like this, bong, 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 bong. I feel your father had a much better sense of humour than your father-in-law. I'm probably getting these totally mixed up. They're just both coming in together here. And you would understand one of them being a lot more, I wouldn't say religious, because I'm not sure that he went to church every Sunday or anything like that, but having a lot more sort of moralistic, let's say, and belief-based way of thinking about the world than the other. Okay. And yeah, so this, and your dad's very much more the calmer, the level-headed. Your father-in-law comes in with all this really buzzy energy, where your father is just much more settled, much more level-headed, and a person that would have taken his time with things. Okay. And there's times when your father-in-law, because you sense spirit yourself, there's times when your father-in-law is coming in and giving you this really buzzy energy and this determination to get on. But other times it's like your father saying, just slow down, take it a bit easy, just think about what you're doing before you're reacting. And that you would understand situations around you at the moment that are getting you really riled up, and you're responding because you've got these emotional drives, like your father-in-law would just respond. Somebody upset him, it would be because he was just lived that way, where your father was much more measured and your dad's sort of, come on, just calm things down a bit and think about it, because you're going to say something you don't want. You mean it at the time, but you might think, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that afterwards. So just take your time with it. Go back to your dad and his way of thinking. Go back to that spiritual way of being, that actually you take a breath. Take a breath first. Spirituality isn't responding bang to everything that's coming in. Spirituality is taking time to listen to your spirit, to listen to your soul, and to respond as a higher loving being, not responding on that base level of human, everyday anger response. Yeah, big difference between the two. The spiritual way is taking your time, taking a breath, and reflecting on you and why these situations have made you feel that. It's not about giving a response, okay? Because giving a response is you being controlled by whoever is prompting that response. Whereas if you've taken a breath, that response is about you, okay, rather than the other person. And this is very much your dad speaking, and very much. And as I'm speaking there, he's he's making me aware that there's something going on in his chest and his throat here. He's got very, very dry throat. And it's going down into his chest. And just so much of a weakness with that. And I want to say dizziness as well, like with low oxygen levels, something like that. So I feel that prior to his passing, your dad would have had these conditions around him. And he's just saying, it's all right, son. It's all right, son. Okay. July is taking me to July, and I want around the 23rd, 24th of July. But also August. Was the 24th August? Would you understand both the 23rd of July and the 24th of August? I'm getting those around that. Okay, look around your father rather than yourself, because it's him that's communicating with me, and I'm not linking with you, I'm linking with him. And May, he's talking about May passing as well, and again in the early 20, you can understand the 27th of July. I thought it was okay. Look around your dad. Look around your dad, okay, for those dates, because we don't always remember off the top of your head, unless you're much better than me with dates of people's. And he passed in May, okay, 22nd of August. Yeah, that's more like around the date. I can take a couple of days. 23rd of August. There we are. Okay, I'm going to leave his love with you, Billy, and leave his wisdom with you too. So thank you for working with me, and I hope that has helped you. Right. Okay, people, pop your names up and pop your comments up. Just a reminder for people just coming on, I am doing card readings with the tarot. That's about reading the energies around you and giving you advice on your life around you, or prompting what those energies are trying to help you learn. This is the Chrysalis tarot deck. So it is a deck about transformation and spiritual transformation within that. So it very much gives those type of readings. Okay. If you want me to link with a specific spirit, please just give me their name or the relationship with you, like Christine's just done. Hi, Christine. And we'll see whether I can link. Emma Heppels, you'd like to talk with your brother. Okay. Very much was drawn to your name as that popped up there. I do see the other comments coming through. It's just that people's names just jump up when I see them. Emma, your brother. Oh, I get the sense with your brother that he could be a bit hyper at some times and very low at other times. If I've got, please comment quite quickly to make sure I get the right link with you, because if it's not the right link, I'll get Spirit to try and get the right one. He's also making me aware of self-harming around him. Self also. I'm not sure whether he actually had a motorbike, but he was certainly drawn to motorbikes. So I'm not sure whether he had one or not, but it was that kind of thing it was drawn to, and that he'd talk about, and it would be like one of his things would be to talk about, I'm going to do, and when he was in one of his hyperways, that's what he was like. But it was always plans and never actually coming to fruition. And it's like this with this motorbike, that he'd have all these plans around getting a motorbike and what type of motorbike it was going to be, and how he was going to a mini motorbike, okay. But it's given me the sense it is like these plans wouldn't come to fruition. Danielle, when I've finished doing Emma's reading, I'll answer your question, okay? But I need to focus on this link I've got. Okay. He's drawing me to my neck there, Emma. Okay. I don't really want to say anything more about that, right? But just be aware that that's what he's doing. Okay. Yeah, good intentions always, but it just emotionally he just couldn't. Okay. And he just desperately wanted to as well. And he's going back to a state of childhood where he could be so giggly and laughing and loving, but he's also giving me the impression that there was a side to him that wasn't very kind when he was younger as well, and you didn't know when he would click with that, and when he clicked into that, I want to say at times there's a cruelty about him. I don't know how much that he was able to hide that, because I feel that at times he would. And there's this whole conflict inside of himself with all of this, and feeling guilty about the slightest little thing, even though at times, yes, he really did, yeah. Sometimes he just wouldn't feel guilty about anything, even though the actions he'd done were just not nice, like pull wings off things, insects and things. And he just cut off from it. It was just, cut off as though that wasn't, even something that he'd done. And other times he'd feel so bad about something that wasn't even his responsibility. Okay. And it's just the way he was made, and his spiritual journey was to experience this. It's one of the deepest parts of spiritualism, the understanding and accepting, which can be really, really difficult, that at some level on our spiritual plane, on our higher spiritual essence of who we are, we choose the life that we have come into. Okay, with these emotions, we choose the kind of blueprint that we're given at the beginning of our lives, and to experience that our soul, our eternal spirit, our soul wants these experiences to understand, to grow, to develop. And part of that development of the eternity of us, that higher essence, that part of us that is eternal, wants that experience. Okay. And I know it's very difficult to make that jump up to that level. But that's what his lifetime on this earth was about. It wasn't about the pain that he gave you, other than the fact that you knew at a deep spiritual level this was always going to happen with him. There was a sense, there was a knowing, and your spiritual journey is interconnected with the experiences of having him as a brother. And that is a truly deep and everlasting bond that you have. The spirits that you are, yours still with the physical body, his without, are interconnected eternally. Okay. And there will be times that you choose to come into a physical body with a different relationship. It could be at one point you're his mom. It can be at one point he's your mom. Do you know what I mean? And you're intertwined in these incredible journeys that you are sharing together. Okay, so take the love, take the absolute heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul love that he brings for you, and heartfelt thanks of the support and just the being there and having that experience of this lifetime with him on his lifetime with you here. Okay, it was meant to be, always meant to be, and nothing could have changed that, because that was that blueprint that was asked for before they came in. I will leave you with this. Of course he's okay. Of course he's okay. As soon as we lose our physical body, we go to spirit, and at that point we are just pure spirit. We don't have the issues and the problems that are tied to the physical body. So any physical pain, any emotional pain that is tied to that physical experience is gone, and we are just spirit, so we're fine. Okay, our spiritual beings are complete, they're wonderful, they're bright and shining and incredible. Okay, they will come back to us with the issues that they had, because that's the way that we would recognize them. And if they came just as pure spirit, pure love, we wouldn't recognize them, because that wasn't our experience of them on the earth plane. Okay, so they come to us with the conditions and the memories and the anxieties and the emotions and all the rest of it they experienced in their physical body, but they don't have those now. They're in spirit, because they were tied to the physical. Okay, so take his love, Emma, and know he's around you, and very, very much whole and complete and beautiful, beautiful in spirit. Right, Danielle, I know you've been commenting through it, but I really can't do dreadful. I can't do two things at once. Right. Can mediums connect to spirit if the sitter was not close with the person, but their best friend was, if that makes sense? Yes, I've had people come through when I've been doing platform work. I can remember when I was at Belper a year or so ago, where the spirit came through for a person, but it wasn't anything to do with that person. It was their friend that they knew of, or neighbour or something, but she knew enough about this neighbour's son, whatever it was, whoever it was, I can't really remember exactly, but it's that kind of thing. And she was able to take all of the information, because it matched with the information she knew about that person, and was then able to take that to the friend, neighbour, whoever it was, and relay that information. It's not harder. It's exactly the same. It just doesn't tend to happen because we don't know that much about other people's loved ones and things in spirit. It usually happens when somebody is absolutely desperate, the spirit is absolutely desperate to come through. Often sons with mothers, that kind of thing. And because the mom isn't coming to a spiritualist church, or the dad isn't coming to a spiritualist church, the person they want to link to isn't coming to a spiritualist church, they find somebody who is, okay, and they will link through in that way. So it does happen, and it's spirit, so it's no harder or easy, whatever. It's just linking with spirit. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions. I can't see any more questions with that. Right, so Dave, no, right, who else have we got? T. Smith, is that Tim? Teresa? Tim. So, can you connect with Denise, my sister-in-law, please? Right. Let me see if I've got the right person. Teresa. Okay. Oh, it wasn't Tim, it was Teresa. I did say Teresa. Don't know why I went with that. Right, okay. Denise, if I've got the right lady, you would understand her being blonde, full figured. Let's say. I don't want big overall, but ample chested, let's say, at the top. It's difficult to be polite and say things like this, isn't it? But it's the way she's coming through, and she's laughing about it, and she's laughing about my embarrassment with it, because she wouldn't be embarrassed at all about that. And then she's showing me in skimpy bras and all the rest of it, and she's just having a real laugh with this. Teresa, if you can let me know whether this fits with Denise. Oh, she was blonde and slim. Okay, well, if she was, would you understand having a joke about the size of her chest? Okay, is that why she's bringing that in? Because she's just making it. Oh, your nan is big and blonde. Okay, right. Just double check whether it's not Denise that's making the joke out of it, and that kind of personality, because the way she's playing with me is not how my nan would have played with me. No, I know she was small-chested, but would she have sort of had a laugh about it? Or is, again, this more your nan's personality? It's just my nan wasn't like that. But if your nan was, that she would make a laugh about it and have a giggle about it and all the rest of it, and be right, you know, straight up. Okay. Let me just sort of pull her closer to me. She's prodding me. It is, you know, because she's prodding me. She's prodding me. Okay, so you'd understand your nan just being a bit of a finger pointer. Get on with it, that kind of thing. And she's okay. that this is kind of personality here. I feel towards the end of her life that she would have got quite confused about things, and she's making me. You're probably nan here. Yeah. That's what I did feel more as she got closer to me. So I'm sorry I haven't got Denise. I've got your nan instead. Okay. She's making me aware that she had problems with her teeth as well, that she would have been missing a couple of her teeth. Just the sides here. She's getting me to, oh, I've got my teeth. Okay. And she had quite a sweet tooth as well on her. She'll always like to have some sweets in her bag, boiled sweets that she'd suck on. And oh dear, this confusion about people and who people were. Oh, right, okay. At the end of her life, and mixing. This would have been your mum's mum, yeah, because the reason I say that, it's like she's talking about mixing your mum up with either yourself or her sister. Yeah, that there's a mix up. She would mix up who your mum was in relationship to her. Okay. And she's very much wanting just to calm you down. She's giving me the sense there's been a loss recently, and you would, what she's giving me is the sense of giving birth, okay, but then making me aware of this baby then not surviving, okay. So I don't know whether she's giving me this because you've experienced this recently, or whether it was an experience of her and this sense of loss, or she's given me an example of this just feeling of intense loss. Okay, so, and as you've said yes to that, she's making me aware that she's got this baby. The essence is from transit. Okay, but this baby is with her, and the essence, that spirit of that baby is just pure love. It's beautiful, beautiful. And she's talking about angels. So you would associate angels with this little girl. Okay. Do feel it was a girl, and I'm getting goose pimples all over with this energy that is coming through with this little girl. Absolutely incredible, beautiful. Okay. And with the angels, there's this sense of angel wings being on the back there and behind and coming round. Okay. And just this immense love, all right? And wanting to wanting for you to allow yourself for that energy to come through and go deeper and deeper with you. It's almost like she's taking me into trance, okay? So whether that is something that you've been looking at or started to do, but be aware that this energy, the sense of the angels around, and just being taken back and falling backwards as as you allow them to channel through you in that trance. Okay. I don't know how much you know about trance, but there's different stages of trance. Just allow even the lightest trance where you're still fully conscious, and just have that inspirational thoughts coming through you. Allow those thoughts to be said, and just trust. Okay. And that will be part of your mediumship too, where just trusting. And part of the reason that they're wanting you to link deeper into the trance is that at the moment with your mediumship, your mind is working all the time, and spirit can't work with you if your mind's in the way. Okay, because it's not about you, it's about them just giving you that information and allowing that flow of information to come through. Okay, and this is very much a way that you'll find of working. Okay, so developing your mediumship with this flow of information in this light trance state, and working with that. Okay, Teresa. So I will leave you with Spirit's love, your grand's love. Sorry I couldn't bring Denise through. As I've said before, it is just an experiment when we work with this. And I am trying to push myself, getting specific people to come through, and I obviously still need practice at it. So thank you for working with me. Okay, let's see who else we've got. If you can comment, please, and why people start commenting, so I know that you're still there, because I know with Facebook Lives there's a lot of turnover of people coming in and out, and I don't want to start reading for somebody that's not still here. So if you can let me know whether you want a card. In fact, I am going to do a card for somebody. Dave, you know I can't give you a date, period. I don't work in that way, because the future isn't set. All right, the future is not set. It's up to you. All right. So who have we got? SJ, Amelia, Jane, Danielle, Davey, Tracy Boardman. Oh, cool. Okay, Tracy. As soon as I said your name, off the back fell out. Let's see what we've got. Tracy. Okay, we've got the Ace of Mirrors and the Companion. Okay, so reading them both together, you would understand wanting to work with your guides more. You understand, Tracy, you do already work with spirit. Let me just confirm this. I am on the right things. You already work with spirit, but I don't know. I've got this sense. You see that picture there? And it's like this little bird is just irritating. It's going peck, 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 peck. And you're not listening. So you're wanting to connect with guides, but you're already connected with guides. And I feel that you're not you're looking for something that's not there, and not recognizing actually they're already there, they're already communicating with you. And what I'm being given is how I often know, and I've got new guides coming through, because I will get their name repeatedly when I'm working on platform. It's usually on platform rather than with the lives, because I tend to link the spirit more on platform, obviously, than on the lives. And I'll be trying to give these people, right, I'll be trying to give these people this person, okay, because I've got this name and I've got this description, and I'll keep trying to give it and nobody can take it. It's because it's one of my guides, okay, and I haven't recognized them and they keep on coming back, so I recognize who they are, you know. So just be aware of the essences of spirit that you're already connecting to, and get to know familiar ones that feel familiar and that you have a familiar energy with them. And even before I developed fully as a platform medium, I would be getting an urge to wear Victorian kind of clothes. I'm very much drawn to things of the Victorian period. And it was because at that time, one of my guides was from that period of time. And I've learnt to recognize when spirit are making me feel drawn towards certain things that aren't usually me, that actually it is spirit that's doing that and guiding me to that. When I started doing my spirit artwork, again, I kept getting the name of a lady, and with that, a certain smell, right? And it took me a while because I kept thinking it was connected to the drawings I was doing. No, it was this guide that was coming in and helping me at that time, okay? And sometimes our guides are deliberately keeping their essence from you, because you will end up sensing them rather than the spirit that they want to communicate. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Yeah, I know you feel the different spirit, but it's then recognizing which ones are the ones that actually keep coming back to you. Well, if they keep coming back to you, then they are your guides. That's who they are. Okay. And your guides can be relatives, they can be loved ones. So if your gran, say, is the one that keeps coming back to you on a regular basis and trying to give you support and advice, well, she's one of your guides. Okay. So it's not sort of something mystical. And you can spend a lot of money doing these things, and actually it's about meditating. If you're not meditating, you need to meditate, okay, because a lot of the energies you will start to learn working with and meeting these guides in person will be through meditation, okay. So that's how you do it. So you've got the Companion, that's what that, and self-reflection. Okay, that's what you've got with that Ace of Mirrors. Looking into yourself. You find that difficult, you get emotional with this, there's a lot of pain in the past, you need to allow that pain to release, okay? You need to just allow that to flow and learn from it. Don't be angry about that pain, okay? That pain is come for lessons for your spiritual journey. So use that in self-reflection, use that in your spiritual development, use that in knowing why you felt that way, because when the spirit is working with you to give messages, then they will remind you of that pain. You've experienced it, so you will recognize that what that is when it comes to you, and you will be able to then say to the person, right, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what your loved one experienced, okay? And then be able to go on from that, all right? So I hope that helps, Tracy. Thank you everyone for joining me today. If you want to see more of these, we're on every day. I do post usually a list of what's on every week on online live, I don't know, online Spiritualist Church Services group on Facebook. So you can find out what's on every day in a week that on there. I usually pin it to the top of the page, so if you're on a mobile, you need to click on featured, and that will be the first thing that comes up. If you're interested in going to loads of these every day, then you can subscribe to my list for £5 a month. Less than a cup of coffee in a lot of places, okay? £5 a month gets you a list of all the different events that I can find every day that is going on across the world. So we've got ones from Australia, ones from America. So 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, UK time is sort of 7, 8, 9 o'clock in America. There's loads of events going on in there. Usually Facebook, not so much Zoom. Loads of development circles every day that you can just dip into. Most of them are free. If they're not, then I always put the price on of how much they are. It's usually the workshops that are on. If it's just mediumship on Zoom and they're charging, I don't even bother putting those on, because there's so many Zoom services and stuff that you can go to for free, and lots of Facebook lives like this one that you can go to for free. So if you want to subscribe to that, that's £5 a month, and that's on my Facebook, FindMeAMedium.com. okay? And if you're not sure how to find that, then just give me a message, send me a message on Veronica Jenkins, okay? And to make sure it's the right one, it's the one with the blue tick on, okay? Facebook approved. Pay for that, but it means that you can be reassured it is me, because there's so many scammers on. Never, and talking about scammers, never, never, never get a reading for somebody that approaches you first offering you a reading. Genuine mediums will not do that, okay? If it's somebody that's just randomly messaging you saying, I've got, this information about you, you need to give me a da-da-da, block them straight away, okay? Genuine mediums will never, ever do that to you. They wait for you to contact them, okay? Have a wonderful day. We have healing at 6 o'clock on Zoom with Peter Higginbottom. We have Monday with readings at 7 o'clock. All these are UK times, so if you're not UK, you need to do your time conversions. And at 9 o'clock, we have Gemma tonight, Gemma Butler, and at 10:30, we've got Kelly. Okay, so lots more readings for you to come to today on Universal Spiritualism, which is on our live page, Online Live Psychic Readings. Thank you for joining me, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.